Hello, and how are you? Welcome to Cache Canada Chats. I'm London Westy, and over there is Lyriclass. Say hello.
Hello. Hi, everybody. How are you doing tonight?
I hope they're doing good. I see some people in the chat room off onto the
Oh,
side.
I haven't
We
got
can see
anybody in the
Stay
chat
Gold
room yet.
678 and Balking
There we are.
639. Good evening, that's me. that's us. D, hello to you too, and Albedo 39, one of our patrons down from Alabama. Good evening. Awesome. It's good to see you. Margaret Peters, always commenting on posts from Cache Canada. So tonight you have tuned in to see CacheDrone. CacheDrone is one of our reviewers, right, Karen? How many
That's
reviewers does
right.
Ontario have?
He's from our area.
Okay, Karen's a little laggy over there, but that's okay. Not sure why. But anyway, Stay Gold 628, Lyriclass, your audio and video are out of sync. Yeah, we don't know why.
Well, how about I go off and come back on? How's that sound?
That might be what we could do. So while she's going out and coming back in, I'm going to play a little bit of a video for you, and this will show you more who is our guest. It's a little bit of a clip from our cruise. So here we go. Add to the stream, and we'll go over here and hit play. There, and I'm taking the picture.
Awesome.
Click. And this will be webcam number 54 for me.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. I don't think we'll ever catch up to you.
And
more
there
than
we
that
are,
now.
folks.
Woohoo!
This is webcam 6 for us.
Hey, we got it right there.
12.
Boom! 54 webcams. Something like that. And we met one of our local reviewers to get that webcam, and we included him in our picture, or he allowed us to go in with him. But we got another webcam, and time's wasting. We got to get more caches. Let's go. And there you go. That was CacheDrone in Aruba, and we're going to welcome him aboard. Here we go. How you doing, sir?
Oh, I'm doing great. That was our
Awesome.
most southern webcam, wasn't it?
That was, yeah. I had looked at that one, and I thought, there's no way I'm going to get that one. I never thought I'd go to Aruba. So there we go.
$7,000 later, there we are.
Yeah. Don't tell me. Don't remind me how much it was. All right, we have Gary Robertson, another patron, joining us from Surrey, BC. And Janet Yu, another patron. Wow, it's patron full. Dave Ferris. Hey, how you doing, Dave? Awesome. Okay, so Karen, let's try out your video and audio.
Hi. Yeah, how am I synced now?
It's closer. It's better.
It's better.
Yeah, it's funny. It's kind of funny. She's up in the dining room, and I'm downstairs in the basement.
Actually, you're not lagging now, so.
Oh, was I before?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well,
Not as much, anyways.
anyway, we're here to talk to CacheDrone. He is one of our reviewers. And how many reviewers are there? There's 3. The other ones are Cache Shadow and Cache. It's gone. I slipped my memory. I can't remember. Cache somebody.
Would you mind if I helped?
Yes, please.
Would you mind?
Yes. No, I wouldn't mind at all.
Help us out, yeah.
I'm trying to give you a hint so you can actually finish it.
Oh, Cache
Would you
cheek.
mind?
Cache face.
No.
Cache minder.
Cache-
There you go.
Cache minder. Okay, so I don't give good hints on puzzles. I get it.
Okay, when we play Pictionary or whatever that crazy Canuck here, Dave. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there's another patron. I didn't realize it from the D. Awesome. Up near Sudbury, I believe, up that way. Okay,
And
so
let's not forget about GeoAware CA as well. She covers all of the Earth caches.
Yes,
I understand you have a love affair with Earth caches, there, Dave.
Yes, it was a challenge when I first started doing Earth. Oh, it was a challenge with me and you when I first started publishing challenge caches. We had a good working relationship putting together Earth caches, and I was so pleased to meet her at Geo Woodstock. It was the only time I've ever seen her in person. It was Geo Woodstock in Cincinnati. It was a ball. It was just a treat to me to be able to meet her. So, and we're friends on Facebook now. So, and she has come in onto our Facebook page, Earth Caches Rock. It's a Facebook page totally dedicated to Earth caches. So you can share away any love affair you have with Earth and geology. So Amy Mary, I tried to become a patron a while ago, but it wouldn't let me. Wouldn't let you? Oh, we'll have to fix that. Send me a note to londonwestie@gmail.com and we'll get you fixed up. Okay, Andrea and Korolova, hey and Kay from Muskoka. Awesome. So I'm going to play a little something because this is one of the things that we're here for before we get into your presentation is we're going to be giving away a tag for the Mars Rover. So one of our patrons is going to win this Mars Rover GeoCoin, special to a patron. And then somebody who enters into the same contest is going to win the matching tag. And then we're also going to be giving away 2 Cache Canada tags tonight from this entry. So I'm just going to play you a little teaser video to start off with, and then we'll let CacheDrone take it away. So here's the teaser video, and we'll be right back. There you go. Coming up, not right away. So we just wanted to lay that out there for the people that have come in early, that they know it's coming up. But we're not going to do the presentation on how to give that coin away yet until we've had more time. So what we're actually going to do, there's another video that I'm going to play that will show you exactly what to do, and will give you the code for the coin that we have that you can discover. Okay. And you can have a discussion, Colin, about sharing trackables. I know you have. It's your thoughts, and we'll see how it pairs with GCHQ on this particular event. So here we go. Would you like me to start sharing your screen?
Not yet, because I mean, I think we should talk about. I haven't actually forewarned you about this. So 33 days from now, so everybody put this on their calendars. 33 days from now, Groundspeak is launching a new cache type called orbital caching.
Oh, wow.
So I want you to get out your calendar and go 33 days ahead. That should put you somewhere around April 1st. And
it's not an April Fool's.
It is. Yeah, I'm kidding. That's not happening.
Oh, you got me.
Oh yeah. Your eyes just lit right up with that.
I know. I was hoping for a challenge.
It's like, what the heck would that be?
The mystery to split.
Yeah.
Dang it.
All right. So I don't know. I mean, I'm really hoping that people will throw some questions into the comment section while we're going through this. I'm just going to whip through some of the easier ways to get yourself get your cache published. So that's, I think, what a lot of people look to reviewers for is that, hey, I've spent a lot of time putting this together, and I want to get it, expedited through the system as fast as possible without having to kick it back. And thank you, Brent. Good job. and the less back and forth we all have, the more caches we can get published, and the happier everybody is, because nobody likes having to go back and tweak something just for something really small. Yeah. So let's crack through a couple of slides and just see how we can do that.
Here we go.
Let's see.
Ready? Boom.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Look at that. Okay.
Look at that.
Yeah. So I've just recently updated my profile background on geocaching.com. So I thought, I'm going to use that slide. Why is that not?
So for those who don't know, that is the Ontario flag.
Yeah, we can see your presentation.
Good
up on the
point,
screen
yes.
now. Yeah.
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 So, okay, so certainly, I don't want to say more is better, but some is better than little when it comes to writing a cache description. I'll always try to make it interesting, fun, informative, without being, sorry to use this word, preachy or trying to make people think stuff. But yeah, you know where I'm going with that. But the whole
I've
point
heard
is,
this.
but you know what? An interesting description that's fun. It just makes your geocache that much better. It's like your cache is cake, and we're just going to put some icing and sprinkles on it to make it a little bit more enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
So accuracy is another thing that we're pretty big on, and not just accuracy in coordinates, which is critical, of course, but choosing the right cache size, the difficulty and training ratings, while not something that we technically review for, your geocache will be much better received if it's got proper ratings. So when people go out to look for it, they know what to expect. Attribute icons are certainly a huge development in the game over the past few years. And one that we hear time and time again is that the hint should be helpful. Like just saying no hint needed or read the cache page for the hint. It doesn't help anybody because they're already... Some people read the hint right away. Some people wait till later on when they need some help. And, it almost should be a confirming that, yeah, I'm looking in the right spot, or, oh, I didn't think of that.
A hint
So letting people
should actually be a hint to help
right,
you,
yeah.
not no night caching or oh no sorry. If you don't want to give a hint, then don't give one.
Exactly, just leave it blank. And also, I mean, this is something that I feel like we still have to remind people is that as much fun as it is to be, I hate to use the word challenged or difficult, but as much as we go out looking for caches, most of the time they're supposed to be found. So make that the focus as opposed to tricking people, because after a while it's just become frustrating for people, and they're going to say, oh, this guy's caches or this gal's caches are stupid, they're so hard to find, I can't even be bothered wasting my time.
Yeah. Here's a couple of comments. I thought before you go on, a couple of comments that I thought I would share. This one is funny from Gary. Don't hide them in Ontario right now. That's a little dig towards our Ontario reviewers. I haven't got a problem with it at all, so don't worry.
You can totally hide caches right now.
Yes, you can. They just can't get them published.
Yeah. They just won't get published. But we are we are partially reviewing. Yep.
Okay. Dave Ferris says a hint shouldn't be a puzzle.
Yes.
It shouldn't be so. I've done that too. I've tried not. You try not to give away the hide. But you're trying to help people with the puzzle, but you end up being too cryptic. So.
Yeah, I kind of like to take it back to the days of like Blockbuster or even the library. Is that when you'd go rent a movie back in the day? I mean, I'm sorry, all you young folk, but you'd pick up the case and you'd look at it. You go, okay, I know who's in this. I get a general idea of what it's about, and it's in the genre that I like. Same thing comes with geocaches. Is you want to let people know what they're going to be putting their time into.
Yeah. This one here was mentioned by Brent. Now, I think this is more where you need this is part of the attributes. You have a winter snowflake. That means it's winter friendly, and if you cross it out, that means don't look at it in the winter. I mean, you could use this in a hint, but that's an attribute.
There's a lot of interpretation when it comes to the attributes, and available in winter is definitely one of those ones where people question what does it mean? It means basically whatever the cache owner wants it to, but if it needs to be detailed, like don't look for this in the winter because the park is closed.
Yeah,
I'm not sure I can't see the screen, so I don't know what's going on.
I've done that.
Oh, okay. So this one says the Pizza Ninja is a hint using lyrics from a rock song from the 80s. The best way to go. That's one way to go. Karen has a series of caches out there. Glorious Day, Fun Day, and all the hints are musical lyrics, right?
Yeah, it's usually from songs that are known in the general population. They're not as obscure songs, no.
under the boardwalk, down by the sea. Well, where's the cache? It's under the boardwalk. And wait a minute. Don't say. Wait a minute. What did she say here? So it was eye level. I think it was Patricia Bell. Said eye level. Well, depends on whose eyes. We do have a geocacher here in Ontario. Well, in London, that is very tall. So when he says it's shoulder height, I say, oh, okay, it's over my head. But you don't know. So you have to just go with if they say eye level or knee level, you have to go, what's an average height of a person? So go with that. BC
Yes,
is
subjectivity
publishing
is-
caches. There we go. All right.
Who is? What?
BC is now publishing caches, apparently.
Awesome. Good for them.
Winter friendly is not an attribute. Really? I said winter.
Available in winter.
Available in winter, not available in winter. Right? That's what I look for. Especially in the wintertime, I look, it's available in the winter, so it should be above the snow line. Right?
Or not in
Is
a lamp skirt that's going to be having all the snow plowed around it.
Yeah, lamp skirts around here become a 5 terrain or a 5 difficulty when you have 10 feet tall drifts around the lamp post. We did that one. We did one of those the other day. It's like, okay, we're not doing that one today.
So even though it might look like it's winter friendly, it depends on where they dump all the snow.
Okay, here. So Brent clarified his comment. Said some COs use available in winter to simply mean that they don't take it away between December and March. I wish it would be renamed winter friendly. I thought it was winter friendly. Oh, available in winter. I took that as available in winter means that if it snowed, it's still available. That means it's not on the ground. If I hid a cache underneath a log very close to the dirt, I would say not available in the winter. Don't bother looking because you're not going to find it.
Yeah, not too many people we know take their caches away in the winter, so
Yeah.
that doesn't seem like
that would be
regular
seasonal.
thing.
Seasonal is an attribute. Anyway, sorry, Colin. Plow ahead.
No, it's all good. This is supposed to be just an open discussion, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's all
So
good.
if we see more comments that come up from your next section.
All right. I don't even remember what my next section is. Oh, okay.
Okay.
So sometimes we get asked about what physical cache type is it? How do we determine things? Now, this is my own thing. I kind of start from the left and work my way across to the right.
Okay.
So
Just let you know I've got that in full screen, so they don't see us, just your chart. So
I've got it in full screen the whole time anyway, so I had no idea.
yeah,
Anyway,
you
so
can
yeah,
see what
so
we're doing.
So one of the
Plow
very
ahead.
first things we look for is is it a bonus cache or a challenge cache? And in those cases, it must be a mystery cache in all cases. So that automatically just drops through, says, oh, mystery cache, great. If no, then we move on to, is there a Where-I-Go cartridge involved? If it's a yes, it has to be a Where-I-Go. And basically this comes down to this one trumps that one. So if there's no Where-I-Go cartridge, not a bonus or a challenge. If they put a stamp in it, it becomes a letterbox. And then the next one, surprisingly, you would think we go to multicache next, but no, is the logbook at the posted coordinates. Now, since we've already covered off that it's not a bonus or challenge cache, it comes back to this, and that's a traditional cache. You can see at the bottom that some reviewers consider gadget caches or locked caches as mystery caches. It all depends on what the local area supports, and there is other little factors we'll consider. And then the next one is, must they go to the posted coordinates? But obviously the logbook is not at the posted coordinates because that was in the last one. So then it would make it as a multi-cache. And if not, we start the process over again or pretty much assume, it's probably a mystery cache. I'd love to hear questions or feedback on that.
Yes. Does anybody a bonus cache or a challenge cache required to play a Where-I-Go? Oh, yes, it is. Oh, so it's a mystery. So all bonus caches from Adventure Labs must be a mystery.
That is correct.
Okay. All right.
Even if your Adventure Lab has like 13 stages to it.
Yeah. Oh, really? So that wouldn't that be considered a multi?
No, if the Adventure Lab has 13 stages And there's only, as far as I know, there's only one of those in Ontario anyway.
Oh,
and somebody's
obviously the
sitting there
Adventure
right now
Lab is
chuckling.
working.
Yeah, somebody's sitting there chuckling right now because he knows I'm calling him out. But yeah, so after all the Adventure Lab is done, you go find a mystery.
When the back door's open.
When the back door's open, absolutely.
There you go. It isn't anymore, so I've heard.
Nope. But
The logbook is posted according to
Yep.
traditional letterbox. Is there a stamp? Yeah, that one annoys me. You put a stamp in it, it becomes a letterbox. You don't have to do the walk 15 steps to the north and turn to the right, and you know, as long as it has a stamp in it, it's a letterbox. They're easy to get then, but I like distance and bearing and instructions, like more like a orienteering. That's what I like a letterbox.
if you were having a conversation with the Blue Quasar right now instead of with CacheDrone, I would be firmly in agreement with you. However, as CacheDrone, I have to go with, what HQ says.
Karen, remind me to ask our next guest that same question. Okay, so here
Anyway,
we go.
did anybody have any questions?
No. Cash Line just joined us. A&K said, we make Gadget Cache traditionals with the field puzzle attribute, since the container
Beautiful.
and logbook are at the posted
Love it.
coordinates. Oh,
Love it.
that's cool. That's neat. That's an awesome.
All right, let's spin on to the next one then. Unless there's other people going to ask
Gadget
questions.
caches, etc., in my opinion, should not be automatically mystery caches. They should be traditionals, unless they have some other factors. But GCHQ has said they should be mysteries, I think. I'm not 100% sure.
They
on
actually
that.
leave it up to the local reviewer.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, and that part is under control of the reviewer, where the Adventure Lab is not. Gotcha.
That's right.
Okay, carry on.
All right, great. Okay, so this is a shout out to most of the new players are great at this. Seasoned players who haven't gone through the system or haven't placed a cache in a while, this is where they kind of get into some stumbling points. So as the game is developed, we need to know more details about how the geocache is set up. And the more information that can be given to the reviewer up front, the more likely everything will just be fine and go straight through. So because if we have to question something, that means we have to send it back to you, and then you have to answer and change and then send it back in again. If we can all avoid that, it's just so much easier for everybody and so much faster, and everybody's happy. So train tracks are something that comes up all the time, and it's a big province, so we kind of need to know, is there like a fence in between it? Is there like demarcation lines, something that actually shows where the property line is between the train tracks and where the geocache is? Because there is a right-of-way that all railways in Canada have, and crossing into that right-of-way becomes trespassing, and we would never want anybody to get arrested for trespassing. And it could be something as simple as, just walk.
What is the distance, the general
From what?
Rule distance from tracks?
50 meters.
50? 50?
Yes.
Wow.
50.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's why my series of challenge caches in St. Thomas threw up a red flag. Because the walking
and like I
trail-
say,
the walking trail
go
is
ahead.
right beside a railway. But the railway is not generally in use. It can be used on special occasions.
Mm-hmm.
So, but we did get it published, and I don't know if it was you that worked on it, but it took a little bit of, hey, there's a railroad track right there. Yeah, I do. It's a walking trail. So,
Yep. Yeah, so it just saves you the time if you just tell us all that stuff up front. That there's a walking trail right beside it. It's only 3 feet off the trail. You don't need to go near the track. Okay, we'll let it go. But if it's like, it's only 10 feet away from the tracks, but after you bushwhacked 100 feet, then no, that's not gonna fly.
So generally,
Mm-hmm.
Be as forward as possible with detail,
Right.
and be mindful that the person that's reading this doesn't know what you're looking at, can't read your mind.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and you can see some of these other examples. Like, it comes up frequently enough. we see a mailbox, and we have to question it. Is it on the mailbox? Because that's federal property, and they don't like that. So tell us right up front. No, it's in the tree behind the mailbox, or oh no, it's in the culvert next to the mill. Whatever. I mean, obviously, don't lie to us, but because somebody will report you. But it's like don't put it on the mailbox. But if we even see one, just explain it. There's a mailbox nearby, but the cache is not on it, or a school that's closed down, or I live far away, but my parents live nearby. They'll take care of it when I'm not around, or we go visit them all the time. Anything that anything that might delay publication, tell us.
Yeah. Here's a couple of points. Just one from said Cache Shadow questioned one of my hides last year. You should have seen the very, very detailed response I gave him. He was impressed and wished everyone would do that. So that's awesome.
Perfect.
And 50 meters from a railway, as you mentioned, but keep in mind some trains travel in tunnels, so a cache on the ground above the tunnel should be okay.
That will probably be true, but a cache on the roadway that goes underneath train tracks will probably not, because that structure is technically railway property.
So if it went through a mountain and I was directly above the track on the side of the mountain.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
but
totally
I explained that to the reviewer.
Yeah.
If you look at the picture, you probably could tell it's going through a tunnel. I would imagine with your system.
Well, we see a two-dimensional world. I mean, yes, you can look in Street View, but for the most part, we just use Google Maps, and it's like, train tracks.
Okay. So if I'd explained that to you in my reviewer notes and said, oh yeah, it looks like it's on the train tracks, but it's not. It's above the tracks, probably by about 100 meters above, even though it looks like it's right on top of the tracks. Yeah.
Yep. I would just go, perfect, thanks.
A question from D. What if the train tracks had been removed, but it still shows on the maps? Can we place a cache?
Absolutely. Just let us know.
Yeah. Okay. I know of a situation like that in St. Thomas. It looks like there's tracks there, but there aren't. And then Brett says there's always going to be extenuating circumstances. That's why a discussion with your reviewer in plenty of detail surrounding your hide is important. Excellent. Thank you, Brett. Okay. Another kind of we had a paddle cache on a river less than 40 meters away from a railway bridge above the river, and it was denied. Less than 40 meters from a railway bridge. I probably would have let it go. I would have published it. I have a cache on a creek that's right beside the trestle, but I mean it's there. It's published. I don't know who published it. There's a virtual still need to be 50 meters. That's an odd question. Does a virtual still need to be 50 meters away?
Well, Dave or Karen, what do you think the answer is?
I think the answer is it still needs to be 50 meters away because you don't want people trespassing on that right of way.
If the ground zero for the virtual was 10 meters from the railway tracks, denied.
That's correct. Because it's about sending people into a no trespassing area. That's the problem.
Unless it was on a walking trail next to a railway that's seldomly used. And you explain that to the reviewer.
Yes.
There's always extenuating circumstances. Okay, here's a good one. Stay Gold from Eastern Ontario. Why do you need to know what the container looks like and where it's hidden? This requirement was added in the past few years.
Yes. I can give a specific case in point. We were told that the cache was hidden at a stop sign, and what ended up happening was, and if you don't know this story, you're going to be just shocked that somebody did this.
Yeah, I think I heard of this one.
They actually made a replica stop sign and put the magnetic sheet of the full-size stop sign over the proper stop sign with a Right in the Rain strip behind it. And it wasn't reflective, and needless to say, the regional authority found out about it, and they were livid.
Yeah.
So there's that.
This.
Yeah. there's that. There's sometimes people, as creative as they are, create something that can be mistaken for an explosive device. Or we sometimes get landowners that just write to us and say, hey, I found blah, 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 and we can confirm, oh, yeah, that's this geocache. But if it doesn't match the description, we're like, okay, I don't know what that is.
So Brent says, that's why you and I aren't reviewers, Westy. Yeah, good for me. Yeah, go ahead, publish. Go ahead. Gary Robertson asks, can you attach a picture to the reviewer notes?
Yes, you can.
Really? I didn't know that.
I think you can. I think
Yeah,
maybe you can edit your log. Maybe you have to edit your log to say attach image.
Like, yeah, because unless you... Well, the only way I would do it is to add an image to the cache page, and then use that URL within the reviewer note. I don't know. I didn't know you could do that. We'll get back to you. We'll experiment on that. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, Gary, you remind Cache Canada, and we'll get back to you with an answer on that.
It's a good question.
Cache Line heard about the cache stop sign yet. Oh, wait. Pictures can be uploaded to a log entry post-reviewer note. I'm not sure if the image will be added to the image gallery and would be available after publication.
Now that I can answer, it will not. Any images that are attached to logs before, well, not notes, but anything that's attached to enable logs or reviewer logs, they will be automatically removed when the publish button is hit.
Okay.
So you never have to worry about the images that you put up. Yeah, it won't ruin your puzzle to give us a picture.
And Patricia asked, the stop sign was in Ontario? Yes.
Yes,
We won't go further with that one.
that's right.
Yeah. Okay. Just read the comments. It doesn't. It's not that specific, but anyway. All right. So that's the end of those questions so far. So move on to
so
the
I've
next slide.
Yeah, which I have already. So
okay.
we get this one quite a bit. People will come up with a puzzle, and nothing wrong with we love puzzles. The struggle is that the puzzle author, the person who creates the puzzle, often knows exactly how it works, and it's clear in their brain. But then when we get it, we're like, huh? How did you do that? How'd you get there? So we kind of had to start asking people to don't necessarily spoil it, but outline just how the puzzle works, so that way we know somebody else can go, oh, I get it. I know what I need to do next. We actually have a term behind the scenes called WAIT, WAIT, which is short for what am I thinking? Because we just sort of go, I don't know what you're thinking. I can't figure this one out. And we've had to send it back sometimes several times saying, you need to step me through this so I can publish it. Because last thing we want is private caches or things that can't be solved. I think we all know of a relatively local to London cache like that. So
that one.
I mean, it would be wrongo of me to mention it. In fact,
if you're from the southwestern Ontario area, you know exactly the cache, and you've already heard the name.
Now, I mean,
Anyway.
like I say, though, we don't want you to spoil the puzzle, because sometimes we actually like solving them ourselves. And the other thing that cracks us up, and I don't know if you guys can see me because I'm making this whole holding my head in my hands face, is like sometimes people are like, oh, if I tell you how to solve it, then you're going to be. It's like, you're giving us the final location. We don't need you to tell us. We could just get it. If we were going to cheat, we just cheat. We don't want to cheat. So don't worry about telling us how the puzzle works.
Yeah.
You're not spoiling it for us, because I'm sure you follow what I'm saying.
That's a question I was going to ask our next guest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as you can see on the screen here, and I just whipped this up today just for something in my head. So it's don't just say it's the bacon cipher. Sometimes I don't know what these things are. I mean, a lot of you guys are much smarter than I am. Jeff May comes to mind. I don't even understand. Like, he's just on a totally different level. Brent is another one. You guys are just way ahead of me on this stuff. So you got to talk to me like I'm a 5-year-old sometimes and just spell it out for me, okay?
And for anyone watching this after, both those people are in the chat room right now.
Oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, just throw me a bone, man. like, just help me understand so I can go, oh, okay, I get it. I can publish it, because if I don't get it, I'm not going to.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I remember a conversation with a reviewer, a CacheDrone one, about, I had a puzzle, and it was, I used 2 ciphers. So I put the coordinates through one cipher, and then I took that solution and I pushed it through another cipher. So, and I think the cache is called Double Trouble. It's still out there. I have to do maintenance on it. Just waiting for the better weather like right now. But when the reviewer pushed it back and asked, well, what are the ciphers? And I told what Cache's Toolbox called them, and the reviewer was like, you can't say that. And well, I didn't. I just told you what they are.
that one.
Remember that one? You were shocked. Yeah. And I'm like, well, that's what it was called. I can't change what it's called. That's in the Cache's Toolbox, is that. And I used a hint to try to explain that without offending children. Because it was rather raucous or I don't know.
Sure.
It was, yeah.
Scandalous.
Scandalous, yes, there you go. So yeah, the cache is still out there. And another one I remember you doing, you almost didn't publish it, but it's out there, and somebody has actually got it legitimately, and then there's some shares that are going on, which I'm okay with, I don't care. And it's actually 2 puzzles, 2 different puzzles. The north is one puzzle, and the west is another. And they're both totally simple, but you usually don't think of them being separate like that. And that wasn't even my idea. I stole that one from a friend.
I'm actually curious, because this screen has been on for quite a while. I'm wondering how many people stole what I've put on here. So
Does
I
it
don't
make
think it
any
makes
sense?
a lot of sense.
Other than Westy is awesome. I like that. That's what else do you need to know?
there you go. Yeah. All right, so
There
it's
you
been
go.
on before. Yeah. So this is the big one, and
okay, carry on.
this is the big one, and Stay Gold has already alluded to this. The 3 big things that we know is, what is the container, how is it placed or secured, and where is it placed. You would not believe how many things violate the guidelines when people just say, oh, well, I screwed it into a tree, and we're like, you can't damage nature. Or yeah, I dug a hole where no. So it really comes down to, just tell us. Yep.
What do you
Go ahead, Dave.
when the cache is below the road? So you look at the cache coordinates, and they're right in the middle of the road. So where do you?
Oh, you
think
mean like they're in a tunnel?
Yeah, a culvert.
Okay. Yeah.
How do you deal with it? Do you say, oh yeah, it's in the culvert?
Yeah, just tell me it's in the culvert.
But
And
I have to go
and that the culvert is publicly accessible.
Really?
Because there's a lot of areas where you're not allowed to crawl in these tunnels that go under roads.
Yeah. So there's no sign that says I can't crawl under there.
Okay.
So I can go ahead and do that.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay, cool. I always thought you just said, well, it's it's kind of like it's it's near the road. It's in the ditch. I don't know.
No.
Okay.
No, that's fine. Another big one is birdhouses. People love to use birdhouses as cache containers. It's like, just secure it to the tree without using nails or screws or hooks or like hang it like a Christmas ornament, or like with straps of some kind that can be removed without causing any damage to the tree.
So you, what was it? My common reviewer note: black tape wrapped specimen jar, zip tied to a branch, about 5 feet up in an evergreen. Check.
I don't know who you are, but I love you.
Yeah. Oh my God. That was Brent.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Did a culvert cache this past week. I don't know if I've done one this month. I think.
I'm getting notes that people can't see what's on the screen on your notes there, Colin.
Yeah, I can see it, but I don't
What?
understand what they can't see. Maybe if I go to YouTube and see what it looks like. They're saying they can't read it.
Is it too small?
No,
I don't
I just went and looked. I can read it. I don't know.
It's pretty full screen. Well, if you want, I can make this a shareable PowerPoint for anybody who wants it afterward.
What we'll do is, he'll share that. We'll share that on Cache Canada on Facebook. So we'll make like a notes. We'll have it somehow on the video itself. On the video description, we'll include notes somehow. You can click on it to download. So, all right.
And then you're getting some love, Colin.
It's still February, so that's allowed.
Dee says it's blurry, and I know why, because she's been in the sauce. I think
Nice.
we were with her. We know her. Dee.
Wow. Just wow.
Oh, no.
She's a lovely woman. I love her. She's in our videos too. She's in 2 videos. Yeah. Anyway.
I just think she's so fantastic. I just love being out with her.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Yeah. Let's get moving on to some of the more fun stuff. So
Blurry
land
on my
managers.
screen on YouTube. Okay, there you go. All right, we'll make
Is
sure.
this
that
blurry?
it's in the
This
notes.
one should be.
It
This one
looks
should
great.
not be blurry.
No.
The font size on this one is huge. So land managers. We all know, especially around the Golden Horseshoe and expanding regions, that land managers have started to put in permit policies. They just want to make sure that the geocache is placed in an area that they're okay with. The trick is that we really would rather people don't go straight to the land manager first. We'd rather them ask a reviewer first to check to see if it's inside those boundaries. We don't want to have people bugging the land manager and then them going, this isn't even our land. Why are you guys contacting us? Or worse yet, saying no to something that's not even their land to begin with.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because we get that. Like Toronto will do that. Well, it's not our land, but you better get approval from the city of Toronto. It's like, we don't have a policy with city of Toronto, so we don't. So just instead of, even if you know the area is, ask us first.
Yeah.
Because land, like it says right on the screen, boundaries change from time to time. Parts, either get acquired or become released. Yeah. Dave, don't pee while we're in this.
Oh, sorry. I was pouring a drink.
I was just teasing.
Right
I'm
next
just
to the
teasing.
Sounds like you're peeing.
No, I wasn't.
Okay. It's all good. I'm just teasing.
There we go.
Okay,
See?
so another one that comes up, and this one comes up a lot, especially with some of the people that are on this call, is reserving a spot. Absolutely. You are always able to ask if a spot can be reserved and hold it indefinitely, as long as you continue to be actively updating it to say, I'm still working on it. It would always be nice if everybody could try to figure out where nearby caches are first, most of the puzzles and multis and whatnot. Just that way, it's like, if you see something obvious, it's like, try to work out what might be in the area. But again, we're always happy to do the check for you. I do expect, at least I do, that you've actually gone out into the field with your GPS unit in hand, whether that be your phone or a handheld device, and actually recorded coordinates yourself. I'm not a big fan of people using Google Maps and saying, somewhere around here.
Yeah.
Then my answer is maybe yes.
Some of the comments I've seen recently on Facebook is the person has created the cache page and then put it in for review, and it got published right away because it was so good, but they hadn't had a chance to hide it yet. So people are going out first to find it, go, I can't find it. And then the cache owner says, well, because I didn't get a chance to put it there yet. It published it so fast.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that's part of it, saying, we expect that your geocache is in place and ready to be published when you submit it, which is, just add a note and say, it's not ready, it's not in place, I'm just checking the spot.
Yeah. Is the page okay? Am I good? I'm still working on the spot.
Good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And big point at the bottom here is you cannot reserve a spot if it's not available. You can't say, oh, well, this one's going to be archived soon. No. I'm hoping to get this spot whenever it becomes. No, it has to be available. And we actually will check it right down to the second of when the other one was archived and when it's. And this one is going to generate a lot of questions, I'm sure. But I'll just stop right there and let you guys ask.
So here's another one of our patrons. I think it's patron central for Cache Canada here is David Stokes asks, so if others have a cache in a conservation area, would you be safe to place one as well? Karen, answer that one.
Well, it depends, because sometimes people have permission to place the containers in the conservation area, so you may also need permission to place containers in the conservation area.
I agree. You
Me
should
too.
get permission as well. Yeah. And actually, Brent, wait a minute, was it Brent? Yes, he comments the same thing. He says, no, all caches in the conservation area require specific permission from the Conservation Authority. So there we go. There's 4 of us saying the same thing. Awesome.
Now that's locally. I mean, we've got conservation areas out Ottawa way, or that there's nothing going on out there that they're not worried about it.
Oh, say D says problem solved. Watching on TV. Thanks for the help, Jeff. And it was about some of your slides, the other ones, because they're lighter text. They need a darker text on the white background.
Yeah,
And
I couldn't
Gary
darken those up.
Oh, okay. Gary Robertson says, where I live now, if you were placing a cache on City of Surrey property, you must have permission from the city, and that permit must be attached to the cache prior to publishing.
That brings up a very interesting point. You said Gary is the gentleman speaking?
Yes.
Okay, so the town of Surrey has, to my knowledge, never contacted us about that. So we are blissfully unaware.
In BC.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, there's so many towns in Ontario, right?
Yeah, no, in BC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
not your territory.
But that does bring up the point that sometimes you will get places that say, we have a policy. It's like, that's great. You haven't told us about it.
Yeah.
Stego, I've done caches on front lawns, and the description and attributes never stated that they were on private property. During a review, can't you see on satellite view, it's a house and require at a house, and they require an update.
We can see that, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, don't you have your programs give you the property lines?
No.
No,
In the
I
States,
thought-
they do.
Oh, okay. All right.
We also, with a few exceptions, we cannot force people to use attributes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There is some that you have to use, but being on private property is not one that we require people to use. We may suggest it.
Yeah.
And I think we'd all agree that suggestions often fall on deaf ears.
Say Gary updates. There's a dedicated geocaching page on the City of Surrey website.
Cool.
There you go.
All right. I think we
Janet,
only have.
I went to a cache and it wasn't there. A few minutes later, the cache owner came and said she forgot to place it, was leaving it on holidays the next day and didn't have time to place it. That was in Ontario. So, okay, is that the last of your? No. Okay. there.
Two quick ones left. So, don't be an absentee owner. Performing maintenance is rarely fun. But I think we'd all agree that when we go out and find a cache that somebody else has placed, we hope that it's going to be in good shape. We're not going to find a moldy logbook. It's not going to be filled with rusty toys that basically everything should be thrown away. So it's always important to read every log that you get. Just because they say found it doesn't mean they didn't include information in there like water's gotten into the container or something that really should be taken care of. So typically we like to see things taken care of within a couple of weeks, if not immediately. Asking other people to take care of your cache for you, not a good idea. It used to be that we were super strict on this, that if somebody said, oh, can you replace the logbook for me, we just archive it. and that would be the end of it. We're a bit more nice now, but
Yeah, if somebody says you knew that the cache needed maintenance, somebody went ahead and explicitly, hey, I saw that it was needed maintenance, that you were going to come out, I put a new bag and log sheet in, and then I perform maintenance on it. Is that okay? I didn't actually perform maintenance, but I say the maintenance was performed because the person told me they did it. I didn't ask them to.
I'm never gonna say no. Like you shouldn't take care of something for somebody else. Like it's really nice to put in a new logbook and baggie. That doesn't excuse the cache owner from still going out and checking up on the rest of it, because if that's the case, there's probably other issues with it as well. So it's kind of a temporary Band-Aid solution. The worst thing is if you decide, the cache must be missing, I'm gonna just throw down a replacement container and logbook. It's like, no, that's a great way to get the cache archived. Because realistically, when you place a cache, you agree to performing all the maintenance yourself. Yeah. I mean, I don't like to be the heavy on it, but if you're gonna put it out, then you take responsibility for what you've done.
Hiding caches is fun, but when you start hiding a lot, they start to come back on you, and you realize, oh, maybe I should have been a little less giving. Because a lot of caches out there, and then you realize, oh, that's not easy to get to.
Yeah. And we all have, I mean, sure, we have COVID going on right now, but we all have a limited amount of time on our hands for our recreational activities. Do we really want to spend most of our days running out and checking up on things that we've put out?
Yes.
I mean, it's kind of like saying, having a dog is great, but having 50 of them.
Here's a good point I've heard this a few times recently from Dave Ferris. Hide the kind of cache you would like to find.
Absolutely. All right, I think we got one screen left.
I have yet to place a cache. I'm afraid of doing it. How do you find a place to put it? Huh.
Well, there's actually a tool. When you find a location, you can put the coordinates in, and it will put red circles on the map showing you all of the publicly known physical caches. And basically, you cannot place anything inside a red circle.
Right. And basically, you just look at, wow, that tree with that hole looks like a really great place to put a cache with this really cool container that I made specifically for that. And then get the coordinates, put it into the tool, and go, hey, there's nothing else around it. Should be good to go. Yeah.
And there's an actual even easier way. You put you start making a cache page, you just put the coordinates in, do the bare minimum that you have to, then you go to your cache page, look at it, and say, show me nearby caches. And if you see one that's less than 160 meters away, you're too close.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Okay, carry on.
All right, well, last slide. You know what? Even though we've gone through a lot of technically kind of stuff and, reminders of, proper game mechanics and whatnot, it still comes down to, if you're going to do it, have fun. Like, this is a game. Like, I'm not saying don't do it. Yeah, have fun. Like, certainly, always sign the logbook when you find the geocache. But, it's just a game. Like, if it's making you uptight, go home and relax.
Yeah, we had to do that today.
Oh, what an ordeal.
Oh, I thought you guys just went and got a beer.
No.
We did that after.
We needed the beer after the 45 minutes of searching, and we couldn't find it. And it turns out it was half stuck in the snow. It was no longer attached to the branch. So now we have.
I'm going to stop sharing now.
Okay. All right. Okay. What we're going to do now. There's a question here. What are the attributes that are mandatory to list? Wheelchair if it's a 1-1.
No.
No? I thought it automatically put that on there.
you have to use the wheelchair attribute if the terrain is a 1.0.
Yes, that's what I meant. I mean, not a 1-1.
Yeah.
I meant sorry,
Okay.
I meant a 1 terrain. That automatically puts it on there. Other than that, no, you
Yep.
don't have to do any. If you don't want to.
Yes, you do. Yep.
You do?
There is.
you don't.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Tell us more.
If you're using a wireless beacon or transmitter type thing, you have to use the wireless beacon attribute.
Okay. All right.
And I believe bonus cache is now required to have the bonus cache attribute icon.
Oh, I haven't seen that one. I'll have to look for it.
I think they were automatically
It's either bonus-
placed. Was it power? No. Challenge caches were automatically added. The attribute was
Is it challenge?
automatically
I
added.
get the two mixed up.
Yeah,
I
the
sent
power
out 104 notes.
Yeah, the power trail. How do they identify that it's a power trail? They don't really know, right? But challenge caches,
Yeah.
I started adding them, and then they got added automatically to anything that had the word challenge in it. And it might not be a challenge cache; it could have the word in it. Okay, so we're going to we can continue your questions. This is going great. We've been on here for almost an hour, and we haven't even discussed the giveaway. So that's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to play a video about the giveaway. It'll give you all of the instructions on what you need to do, and you'll be able to discover the coin right here, that coin. And when we come back, we'll say goodbye to CacheDrone right now. So thank you very much. Everybody say goodbye to CacheDrone. He's going to be leaving
Bye.
us. And we're going to have our next guest, who is the Blue Quasar. He's going to be joining us next, right after this video. Hang tight. Perseverance has landed, and you could win. Go to mars.nasa.gov/Mars 2020. Go to Participate, then Mars Photo Booth. Upload a photo, save, and download. Discover this coin and include your photo for a chance to win. One patron will win a coin, one entrant will win a Rover tag, 2 others will win a Cache Canada tag. Winners will be announced March 13th on Cache Canada Chats. Go to Participate, then Mars Photo Booth. Upload a photo, save, and download. One patron will win a coin, one entrant will win a Rover tag, 2 others will win a Cache Canada tag. Winners will be announced March 13th on Cache Canada Chats. There you go. I hope that's as clear as mud. And look who we've got here. It's the Blue Quasar.
Hello.
Boy, do you look familiar. You look just
Still
like...
Just as goofy looking. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that reviewer guy. Good to have you with
he
us.
He can be a jerk sometimes.
Yeah, I would have used the D word, but
But lovable, right?
it's good to see you. All right.
You
so
too,
there
buddy.
we
You
go.
too.
Okay. So a reviewer can be a geocacher too. Or a geocacher could become a reviewer and still find caches. So
It's probably better that way.
I think so.
Then you're more invested in all that's going on.
okay, so carry on, Colin. Give us some stuff, something that I don't know. You have to have something about being a
want to talk-
cacher. I wanted to ask you the question: when you're the reviewer, you do the puzzle caching, so you know where everything is or how to solve it. How do you deal with that being a geocacher?
It's actually very rare that I remember how a puzzle is solved. And because there's 3 of us, quite often somebody else will have published it anyway, so I won't have even seen anything. I know it can be hard to believe, but it really does go in one ear and out the other half the time. It's like I've had people message me and go, "Hey, that geocache that you just published in Hamilton," I'm like going, I did. I don't even notice.
Yep. And do you remember when you're caching? Does it come back that I remember this one? I published this one.
Sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
not very often. I mean, there's got to be something really exceptional for me to go, "Oh yeah, I remember reviewing this one."
Mm-hmm.
Well, how many do
And
you
I'll be
go?
honest,
How many
Go
do you
ahead.
review on average in a week?
I'm not allowed to talk about that.
Oh, sorry. We'll have to go back to CacheDrone.
Secret stuff.
No, actually, I'm sure they don't care all that much anymore. But let's be honest, that Roy does the bulk of the heavy lifting for Ontario reviewing. Last year, Tony and I were pretty much tied, but usually it's Roy does 50%, and then Tony does about 33%, and I pick up the last 16%.
Mm-hmm. Cool. And how many caches have you found? How long have you been a geocacher?
Officially 2001, I signed up for the account, but I didn't find one until May of 2002. Coincidentally, the one that I found with deer bait, I had no idea that it was the first one in Ontario. It just happened to be the closest one to my house.
Close to home, yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
Was it the oldest one at the time?
Yes, Taz. Nobody even really remembered or knew about Taz at the time.
Yeah, I just saw a posting about Taz, and I forgot to record. Oh no, yeah, there's another cache in its place, and it was on Facebook, and I meant to. Maybe I marked it. I think I did. I might have marked it in my point, but yeah, it is gone. But another cache has been put in the same spot. I remember that. It was recent.
And I see Staygold's question there. That's a great question. I am not allowed to be first to find, except events.
Yeah. Do you
Now,
have any first finds?
Oh, I have. Yeah, and you know what?
Before you were a
has happened,
reviewer.
no, it's happened as a reviewer by accident, or if I'm out with friends and they say, "Oh, a new one got published, let's go." It's like, I'll go with other people. Like if Judy and I are out, or if the four of us were out caching and a new one got published, and you said, "Let's go for it," I'm not going to say no because I had no knowledge of it.
Right.
It really is. I think first to find is not really an official part of the game. The other part is to that whole puzzle thing. People think, "Oh, well, you published it, so you must." Yeah. It's not worth the hassle. I don't care. I don't care about first to find.
Nice. Yeah, I've put in the bottom corner the code for the geocoin for the Mars rover, and just a reminder that you can discover it. Feel free to discover it if you want, but in order to be entered into the contest, you have to upload a picture that you do with the Mars photo booth, and I'll play that video again before we leave, and I will post all the instructions on Cache Canada on Facebook, and in Where Will Geocaching Take You, and in the description for this video. So, right, when are we going caching again?
Tomorrow.
We're going to Orange, so that means we can move. I think we go somewhere. No, I don't mean you. I mean him. When are we going caching with him again?
We're still in gray. We're going red on Tuesday. Maybe it's
you're
Monday.
going
Yeah,
red?
Monday.
Oh,
We're going
you
red.
went from total lockdown to red.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we can't come to the Niagara region. Okay, never mind that. We're going to Orange.
Oh, people doing it. No.
Okay.
You're not
All right, keep
supposed
it
to
cold?
come here.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
okay. No, we'll stay out of the Niagara region.
No.
No, it wasn't on my plans anyway.
It's okay.
I have other caches in my. We're basically right now. Karen and I were just discussing it. We were. I know a lot of people have done this where they look. They're streaking and they've depopulated their area. We have gone traveling so much. We have lots of caches in London we've never found. Probably like in the neighborhood of 400 or 500 caches within the city of London that we just don't have. So we did that today. We did a little bit of map clearing. So, oh, here we go. What is your favorite hide that you found in Ontario? This is a good question for all three of us. Whoever wants to jump in first, I have to think about that.
It's hard to remember which ones are in Ontario.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'd have to say that there was a geocacher who unfortunately passed away a little while ago named Flick, Larry Coles. He placed 2 caches along the Niagara River. So the first one being the part 1 of the Niagara River
Mm-hmm.
War of 1812 series. Wonderful. Don't know what that was.
Yeah, you went a little glitchy. So the War of 1812 series. How
I'm
many
on
are
Wi-Fi,
there?
so
Yeah, how many are there? I found
there's 2 of
a few.
them.
2? I thought there was more.
No, it's only 2. Oh, I'm talking specifically about Flicks.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, hang on, I got GSAC open right now.
GSAC. I don't know how you do that.
What do you mean you don't know how I do that?
No, I tried it. It's too much, too complicated. So Janet Yu says she has to leave the area to find caches now. And D, oh yeah, up in northern Ontario, they're opened up here now, but snowbound caches, yes. So we found that out last year, March. We went with KBK and Lady Jamie to the geocaching capital of Canada. And I phoned them up and I said, well, what are your caches like? And she said, we get snow up here. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's not like we're from Toronto. We don't know how to snow. No, sorry, if anybody from Toronto. But city-bound people. And we're like, yeah, we both grew up in the country and we know snow. Boy, did we not know snow. They had so much snow up there. Oh, it was incredible. So...
Yeah, it's where you stand in the snow and you're basically up to your hips in snow and it's like you can't move.
Yeah. The cache is only 20 meters from us, but it's like a half an hour later, you're almost at the cache because you're digging through the snow. And no, we didn't wear snowshoes and we should have. Cache Line was in London today. We didn't know. We were in London today and we were geocaching. Oh.
How do you post a comment?
It should be on the StreamYard, on the StreamYard part of it. You have to go into that, and that's under comments. But if you're not logged in, then I tried that once, and if you're not logged in, you can't comment. But if you open up a separate tab or a separate, on a different tab, so you can have 2 screens open at the same time. This is what I did one time. I couldn't get the comments to work. If you open it up in YouTube, and go to Cache Canada and click on the video that's running now, you'll be able to see the comments on YouTube, and you'll be able to comment on YouTube, but not on the live chat that's running now. So
okay, I was just gonna. All I was gonna do was share the GC code of that geocache.
Oh,
so,
okay.
It's all good.
Yeah, snowshoes. Yeah, we've borrowed some. I did own some, but they were really, really old. They were from when I was a kid, and they were the catgut and wood ones, and I sold the pair that I had to a friend to put it in his cottage. So
I believe you wanted to talk about letterboxes.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. There was a question. The reviewer that we had on earlier, our previous guest, said as long as you had a stamp in there, it was good to go, and that's fine. But I said a proper letterbox should have the stamp plus GPS coordinates plus some other feature like distance, bearing, go north 15 feet and then down to the end of the sidewalk and turn right at the big tree. And your thoughts as
I
player?
As a player, I almost totally agree with you. I don't think a letterbox should ever be at the posted coordinates. That's just lame. Mm-hmm. That's a traditional cache with a stamp in it.
Correct.
A true letterbox, in my view, is it has to have GPS coordinates involved at some point in it, but it should be like letterboxes were in days of old when nights were bold and all that, where it was follow a set of instructions. Walk down the street until you get to the big tree, turn to your left and go forwards, that kind of stuff. And
Yes.
Brent is absolutely correct. So I'm talking about letter boxes, and if you're going to make it a letterbox hybrid, then yes, that's where you add in coordinates. But to me, the foundation of letterboxing was never to be, oh, it's right where I'm telling you it is. It's you had to follow instructions to get to it.
Yeah. We've done a few. I think there was some either in Tennessee or Georgia that were very well done, and they were even in an urban area where you had to walk down the sidewalk, across streets, through parking lots. But the way they did it was they said walk to the end of the stone pathway and then cross over the painted lines on the earth, like the white line markers for a crosswalk. It was really well done. It was interesting, it made it more fun. And it was just a lamppost cache. That was all it was, but it was actually fun to do. And the first letterbox we did, I think, was in Markham. And I'm like standing at the coordinates and, well, I can't find it. And I'm reading the cache page, and it said, from the posted coordinates, walk to the end of the sidewalk 350 meters and find the oak tree. Oh, okay. And that one was quite a walk. It took quite a while to get there. You had to go through a park, through a bunch of number of trees, over a couple of bridges, and found the cache. But it was awesomely fun. It was very cool.
Now, Andreas has brought up a really good point, and it's something that a lot of people, that's the one, that a lot of people believe. And I'm not in agreement with that. I think it's a great idea for the most part. However, GPS
starting coordinate points.
Yeah, the starting coordinates. Your GPS usage does not have to be the starting point. It just has to be somewhere involved in it. So you can start by just giving a description of where to go to get started. Like, go stand at the base of the CN Tower. You don't have to give coordinates for that. But at some point, they need to find something that they're going to use to mathematically calculate or fill in coordinates of where to go.
So,
it just doesn't have to be first.
So I could say, go to the southeast corner of the bank. Let's say I'm in a small town and there's only one bank. The southeast corner of the bank. Walk to the east to the end of the sidewalk. From there, go 50 meters at 345 degrees from your present coordinates. And you need to find your coordinates, which is easy to do in CGO. My coordinates. Can you do that? And then the cache coordinates are listed, but hidden.
See, that brings us into a different topic. I'm not sure if you have them up in London, but in Hamilton they're quite popular, called the Where Am I series, where you have to determine a point to stand and then measure your own set of coordinates, then do an offset bearing and distance. That will take you to the final. I've done many of them. They're a lot of fun, but I still question how accurate GPS coordinates really factor into that, because to me it's kind of like a Q-tip. You've got a fuzzy 5-6 meter discrepancy, and then a very solid line of which way to go. But then because you started with fuzzy, you're ending with fuzzy again. Now, we do struggle with this, and it comes up a lot more often than you'd be surprised how often it comes up, where we have to evaluate the picture and say, yeah, based on the visual clues in the picture, I can tell exactly where to stand, or no, there's not enough in the picture for me to know the exact spot. It could be within 20 meters, and it's like, that's not good enough. It has to be precise.
That makes sense.
Could I post a picture and say you must go here, and then and then instructions from there, and that's enough? Because
that's not vague. That's not specific enough for me to answer that question.
Can I not access the picture to get the coordinates from the picture that was posted?
Oh,
I don't know how to do it, but I know it can be done.
Geocaching.com now strips out all of the what's called EXIF data. The GPS data is stripped out of the pictures.
Yeah, okay, I thought something like that. So A&K asked, does the final of the letterbox have to be within a certain distance of the posted coordinates like a puzzle cache? I know a multi
Nope.
can be forever and a half away. Same as a multi.
Mystery caches are the only ones that have the limitation.
Two, 2 or 3 kilometers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3.2 kilometers. Another thing is reverse where I goes have to be, because they're basically treating them as mysteries.
Yeah. Okay.
But if your where I go takes you across the province, your where I go takes you across the province.
Final of a letterbox still needs to be provided, even though there are instructions. Is that right?
Yes.
Very cool. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
And then Brent answered both of those questions. Okay. Anybody else have any other questions? There's an opportunity here to ask a reviewer and a player at the same time. And you can ask Cache Canada anything either. If there's something you want to know from Lyra class, fire away. She'll tell you anything. Oops.
Well, I guess I'm gonna ask you guys. What's your feelings on who gets to log a find on it when you go out in a group?
When somebody climbs up that tree 85 feet into the air and they put my name on the cache log, I'm good with it. I'm okay with it.
Me too.
Yeah, I look
Now-
up
now
and I
what
go,
if-
yeah, you got it? Great.
Now, what if you two and Judy and I went out geocaching and we get to a spot where like the trail splits and we said, hey, we're gonna go take the left trail. We'll sign you guys in. You guys take the right trail. You sign us in, and we'll meet at the other end. Is that okay?
We've done that, but we don't
Yeah.
always want to do that.
Yeah, we have done that in the past, but we don't anymore. We have been on expeditions where, oh, you don't need to go to those 4 because the group has already done those. And
That's
I'm
not
like,
as much fun, though.
no, we don't do that.
Yeah, we
need
try
to
and
be
stay together as
within
group.
proximity of the cache. So if you had 40 people walking down a trail and then there's somebody that got it and they're just putting it away as most of the group gets there, I'm good with that. Frank is really fast. That's Sparky 500 to anybody. He's been in a few of our videos. He's always ahead. I'm okay with that. But as far as your answer your question, no, not anymore. We don't do that, and we don't do throwdowns.
Awesome. And that's exactly how I feel. Is that at the very least you should go to where the cache is, and like you said, if somebody climbs up the tree and signs the group in, I don't see anything wrong with that. But if you're not even going there, that's lame. Just sit at home on your couch and log finds then.
For those people who do that, okay, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. And there are a lot of people that would not like my response to that, because they'll say, but now that's diminishing the game by me not caring. Does that affect me? Not really. I used to get really upset about that kind of playmanship, but now I don't. Play it, go if that's the way you want to do your thing. Go ahead. Doesn't matter to me. So here's a question.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Yep. No, go ahead. At least I saw the.
No,
container.
I was going to say. Yeah, I was going to say. Somebody else earlier says. I always saw was. I don't think you can host an event like that.
Oh, here, right there.
Yeah.
You can't host an event like that, but you can't stop someone from doing that. Amy is. Where did she say that up here?
Oh.
Can we do events that are drive-by? No. Where did we find that out, Colin? We found that out in. It wasn't Aruba. It was in. No, it was the island before that. Curacao. Yes, we were at an event, and some people had come across, and some people didn't. And then the bus drove by, and there was a reviewer on the bus, and it became quite an issue, I believe. Anyway, didn't matter to me. I was.
It wasn't me.
No, I know it wasn't you. Where were you? Were you with us? I don't think you were.
I was on the bus, and we were like, no, I'm not logging that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But
both reviewers were on the bus, or both Ontario reviewers were on the bus. Yeah.
Well, probably Allison was probably there too, but Amy does bring up a great point though, because technically only the host has to stay at the posted coordinates for the half an hour. If people drive by and go hi and then they drive away, you could say that they attended, but
Yeah.
and if that is meant to say, well, then let's start doing COVID events. No, because the main point of events is supposed to be for people to gather.
Yeah. So, I had a question. No, I forgot. Oh. Anyway, it'll come to me, I'm sure. Oh, so Jeff commented, Katie, if it's a natural thing like snow, I'd claim the find. Oh, I know what the question was. So this might relate to that. So we're driving in the van, and Karen gets out of the van and goes, and she's out of sight. We can't see her. She gets the find. Do we claim that as a find? We're all caching together. What do you think?
Me?
Yeah. It's say 100 meters away. We don't want to get out and go get it. But do we claim the find? I'd say yes, but whatever. At that point, I'm probably tired. But this is going to lead into another a different part of that same question for a different type of person.
Because we do
I'm going to
that,
say no. I'm
but
going to
we
say no.
walk back and forth.
We've been in this situation before. The three of us, I think, with Judy. I think.
Mm.
Okay, so here's a different question. We're with an elderly geocacher who has mobility trouble. So Karen and I go out and get the cache, but the elderly person stays there. It's just along for fun. Can she log the cache? It's for fun. Technically, no. But
Dave, there's a lot of things that are fun that we still shouldn't do.
all right, we're dragging her along next time.
No, it's you know what? I mean, why aren't you just going to caches that they can do?
Yeah, that's what we usually try to do nowadays.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Like, you're not going to take her water skiing, are you?
Wait, no.
We don't
And
want
would you
You
say-
need to sign an
Yeah.
attention log at an event to qualify? No, you don't.
Absolutely not.
A log book or log sheet is not required at an event. It's a neat thing to do. People like to do it. They want to, can I sign the log? We have done events at restaurants, and we've just pulled out a napkin. Here, sign the napkin. Because it makes people feel good that they signed the log, that they were there. But you do not need to sign a log sheet for an event. Someone obviously was... There you go. In Australia, we sign events via a QR code. Huh, that's neat. So if you didn't see the QR code, you didn't go. You weren't there. Series for the day would be good.
Yeah, what happens when your technology doesn't work for the day?
Yeah. Can't
Which
get my
we've
phone
had
working.
happen many times.
Mm-hmm. Today, we were doing a Where I Go, which I am not a fan of, but it's actually they started working again. There was I think there was an issue with Where I Goes for a while. Everybody had the same issue. I couldn't download any cartridges for months, and finally it started working again. So I downloaded a bunch in London. We went today. My app stopped working halfway through. Thank goodness I was with Karen, and her app continued and allowed us to go to the end of the Where I Go.
There were many stages in the Where I Go, so
A lot.
yeah, to start over again would make it like
Yeah.
another hour
And-
and a half. Yeah.
Yeah, I could not reload from a previous stage. There was nothing there. It just everything was zero, and I'm like, there's nothing I can do. I can't restart it. And I think the issue was because I was taking a lot of pictures, so I was in and out of the app all the time. So, where she wasn't doing that. So, I've cached with a group on a cruise, and as the group, we sign the log as a group. Group name, can we log it? Sure you can, I
Yeah.
think. But as long as you're not sitting
Yep.
on the cruise ship having a glass of wine, while the rest of the group is going having a good time. Use someone else's phone as an honor system. There you go. Can drones or rovers be used for attending events? No. Although, I'll admit I have attended an event in London while I was at work 35 kilometers away via the phone. I had my little picture showed up on a phone and somebody took a picture of it. I'm not proud of it. It
was
happened.
kind of
I
a
did
joke.
it. It was, yeah, it was being funny. It was cute. I would never do it again. I know, Colin, cringe. Cringe, go, ooh. I'm looking at his logs now and see where he is. I'm going to delete that event.
KTR asked a question.
Oh, wait a minute. I asked a question about, but I think it got missed. Yes, if you can ask it again, we'll post it. And I'm going to scroll back and see if I can find it. KTR. Anybody remember seeing? I'm looking back. We'd love to. Oh, there.
I see there's...
I apologize if this has been asked. Thoughts about finding a cache that's frozen in place. Aha! I have 2 examples of this. Good ones. 3. But you can clearly see it, and or 1 at the soaking log. Oh, this is multiple questions. Okay. Let's take this into components. A frozen log of mush. I can get some ink on it. Did I sign it? And is it good? I think I signed it. It's good. And I take a picture and I explain it was a frozen ball of mush. I found the cache. I saw the log sheet, but I couldn't get my name on there, and I'm good with that. Yeah? Colin? Karen?
Yeah,
No.
we've done that.
Jeremy would say, if you signed the log, you found the cache.
Okay, I signed up with a blue pen mark on a mushy, gushy mess.
Did you sign the logbook?
With my ex.
Then you found the cache.
Okay, good. Oh. Whew, I don't want to go back up the St. Mary's. I don't think the cache is there anymore. Okay, so that is a mushy, wet log. You tried your best, and then you explain the situation. So yeah, that's good. Now, so I would say that's a fine. That's not a DNF. You found a no. This happened twice. Probably more than twice, but anyway, an ammo box frozen in ice to the point where you couldn't get it out without damaging it severely or getting the top off to get the log sheet out. I DNF'd one. Well, I wrote a note to one because I found it, but I couldn't log it. And I really, really paid attention to that one because that one was a reviewer who owned that cache. It's not you. It's the other guy from Toronto. And because I knew that wouldn't go over well if I logged that one. And I just couldn't. I couldn't do it as well. I didn't sign the log sheet. The other one, I couldn't get open, and it was for a challenge cache. I contacted the CO and I said, "Hey, I can't get in it," but I took a picture of it and I said, "It's right there. What do I do?" And he goes, "It's okay. You can go ahead and log it." So I claimed that challenge cache, but my name is not on the log sheet. So technically, I didn't find that one. Technically. Well, there you go. I'm done.
Are you wanting me to comment?
Sure, go ahead. I could carry on.
Okay, so KTR's question, the part 2 was you find a container, it's frozen in place, and you cannot get to the logbook. So I'm going to fall back to the 6-word expression: signed log, found the cache.
Right.
So therefore, if you didn't sign the logbook, you didn't find the cache.
Correct. And I am totally understanding of the fact that the one that I did was correct, and the one that I did was not. I understand that.
And
we
you brought up a
generally
very
now, now, if we cannot get our name on the log sheet, we do not sign it anymore.
and you brought
One
up
of the ones that
another
we
great
found
point.
one of the ones that we found today was a tie wrap. Somebody claimed it as a find because they found the tie wrap. We didn't find. We found an old tie wrap. We did a DNF. Sorry, carry on.
Okay. Well, no, that's okay. So I was going to say, so now I'm going to say stuff that people don't like to hear with that warning in place, right? The cache owner cannot give you permission to log a find. It doesn't matter whether the cache is missing, you can't get to the logbook, whatever it is. The guideline rule requirement is that you sign the logbook. It's not up to the cache owner to determine whether your log is valid if you sign it, and that's it.
Right.
There's
That is true, and that
Yeah.
answers David's question right there. What about signing the exterior of the container? No, really.
Yeah, or I
that's-
took a picture and sent it to the cache owner.
Yeah.
No, this isn't a virtual.
Correct. Now there's the gray zones, but there isn't really. The actual answer is if you did not put your name on the log book or sheet, you did not find the cache.
I view it this way, and it's very relevant in my life, that because back in the day I went to see Pete's Dragon at the movie theater, and I couldn't get in because they'd ran out of seats. I'm not going to go around, like, I drove all the way to the movie theater to watch it, but I'm not going to claim that I saw the movie because I didn't go inside. Or if somebody hands me a chocolate bar and I don't unwrap it, that means I didn't eat it.
Yeah. Ken Keller has a good question, and we actually addressed this in one of our videos for, I think it was my 10,000th cache, the one from Sudbury. It was the second cache that we were looking for, and we actually made a comment on this. Was we found the remnants of the cache, but we could not. We found a Kinder Egg shell, which, if I had been able to find the log sheet, I would have put the log sheet in that and said I found it because I signed the log sheet. That was we couldn't find the main container or the log sheet, but we found all the swag that went with it. We had to claim a DNF because we could not sign the log sheet. So finding, in my opinion, finding the remnants of a cache, you didn't find, you found the cache, but you can't claim found it because you didn't sign the log sheet. Correct. There you go. Right? No? Yes? You agree?
Yes, I agree.
Oh, wait, here we go. There's
I
a
know,
good question. How about COVID not signing? I'm okay with it. You come to one of my caches, I didn't sign the log sheet because it's COVID. Not that I don't care. I understand. And it's not right, but I'm not going to delete it.
If you are that worried about COVID, why are you out?
Good point. As soon as you
We
start
found
enforcing,
that a lot of caches that we went to nobody had been there for days. So you're not really risking anything because, it's been sitting around and outside for however long.
yeah. How do I know that the Kinder Egg wasn't part of the cache? Wasn't the cache container? I don't, but I couldn't find the log sheet. If I had been able to find a scrap of paper with some pen markings on it, that could say that was somebody's signature, I would have signed that and put it in the Kinder Egg, and it would have been good to go. And that cache that we couldn't find, that Kinder Egg shell that I didn't know might have been the cache container, was replaced that afternoon after we left.
We knew part of the reason we knew it was part of a cache was because it was in the middle of nowhere and there was no other debris other than the remnants of that container, of that Kinder Egg and the few other bits of swag that was in a clean area of forest, that there was nothing else to indicate, any garbage or anything else. So
Yeah.
it was kind of like right where the cache we thought
Right.
should have been.
It was right at ground zero. It was, it was the items that you normally see within a cache, all dollar store items, Kinder store swag. It wasn't just Kinder store stuff, but it was other things that you just know that's swag that's in a normal cache container. Here's a question from A&K. Can a CO get in trouble for not deleting a log of a person who did not sign the log sheet?
No.
No. I've let some
That's
slide.
the answer. That's the answer to that direct question.
Yeah.
If the cache owner is promoting people to fake log it, then they can get in trouble.
Yes. I've had recently some people that, it's a new person, I've sent them a note. I didn't bring a pen. As a good geocacher, you should bring your own writing utensil, because not every geocache has a pencil or a pen.
We've had challenges trying to sign our names with bits of mud and dirty sticks and
Blood. We did one like that in Mexico. 3 miles down the beach. Did you bring a pen? No. Where do you want me to put it? I'm wearing a bathing suit. That's it. Anyway.
So there's been a few caches that have been challenging to sign without a writing utensil.
I'm fully convinced it was the cache and something temporal stopped me from signing the log. I generally leave it up to the CO to decide, but accept the decision if my name is not on the log sheet. We did one. It wasn't a traditional. It was a virtual. It was either a virtual or an earth cache. I think it was a virtual. It was in Jasper, on top of the mountain. And this is when we first started, and we were using a Garmin Nuvi as our GPS device. And it could only get with you had to when you forced this thing off the road, it did actually start moving the car onto the mountaintop. And we got within a certain area, but then I couldn't quite figure out what he was asking for, because I didn't have a phone, so I couldn't consult my note, or I couldn't consult the page. But we were like 100 meters away from where we were supposed to be, and I didn't see the thing that you were supposed to look at with pictures of the mountains, and I couldn't really answer the question. I logged the cache, and the cache owner sent me a note, so, you didn't answer the questions. Were you actually... And I posted a picture. We were on top of the mountaintop, just not near where we were supposed to be. And he basically said, it's up to you. You didn't go to where you were supposed to go, and he let me delete the log, which I did. Much to my chagrin, we don't have that cache on the top of the mountain. Oh, follow up to my question. Sometimes we retrieve an archived cache, or in the course of maintenance, we find that people had logged their find on the site, but not in the logbook. What's the question, though? Sometimes we retrieve. They're retrieving an archived cache in the course of maintenance, and they find people that had logged. They logged their find on the site, but not. They can't find the signature. What do they do? Technically, you could contact them and ask, and then start a conversation. I don't see your name on the log sheet. I don't know.
Yeah, do we really have time for that? No.
Yeah.
There's no real benefit to doing that. And I know that sounds contradictory to what I've said already.
Mm-hmm.
Cheaters are going to cheat, and they're only cheating themselves. And
yeah. Cache the Line says A&K, one issue is what if you? I just didn't see the signature. These days, so many people don't sign in an order. The signature is somewhere random. Yeah, there are geocachers I know will just pull it out of the container and sign right there and put it back in, not pulling it out and putting it in order. I've gone through the process of looking at a cache where the person said they were supposed to be there, and it was very easily obvious that you should be. It was a book, and you should be doing it in order. And it's like, okay, they didn't put it in order, and I couldn't find that person's signature anywhere. Oh well, that is what it is. Don't worry about it anymore. Or their signature is illegible or using a group name. Yes. We frequently do that. We sometimes sign our logs as 3LW, and I forget to mention that in the log when I sign the log online. I forget to mention how we signed the log. So if somebody was looking for London Westie, they won't see it, but they'll see 3LW. So, and she usually asks that right away and say, how are we signing this? Oh, well, yeah, I forgot, and I amend my logs. Thoughts? Anybody have thoughts? I logged the DNF on a cache and I questioned the DT rating. The CO deleted it twice. Oh. As a CO, would you do that?
Not a chance.
No, not at all. I question the DT. I've questioned DT ratings all the time. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did a series down by Windsor where they were incredibly difficult, and they were all 1.5s. But then that's my Achilles heel. But still, we couldn't find hardly any of them. There should have been a lot, and we did find some, but they were a lot harder than a 1.5 difficulty. Yeah, twice.
No, I mean, I'm assuming
you could contact HQ and say, hey, I got a problem, or try to discuss it with the CO, and if they just delete it, then just let it go. Just one more cache. I think that's it. There we go.
You're caught up, buddy.
We've been on this for 1 hour and 41 minutes. Can you imagine that? It's been great.
I know. Look at how many potato chips I still have left in my bag.
We're coming
haven't
out.
hardly had any.
If I ate them, you're going to hear me crunching the whole time.
That's true. Or me pouring a drink and going pee. Oh, it's been awesome. I think we've deleted our repertoire of things to say. So, when are you going to come on again?
Hopefully, we'll soon be able to see you in person. And
That'd be awesome.
Catch you again.
Yeah.
And sit at a table and eat some good food.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we can't come there, but you can't come here either, right? You're not really technically supposed to leave your area. You're supposed to stay home.
It changes day to day.
Yeah. We're going into the orange on Monday, so we're going from red to orange, so that's good. I don't know how long we're going to stay there, but whatever. Pizza Ninja says, it's been an outstanding time. Thanks for the fun. Yes, thank you very much for joining
Good
us.
night.
A&K says, nice to see you again, Colin. It's been years.
Yeah, I know. They won a prize in one of my recent contest things, and I was hoping to deliver it to them, but we came through town. We found one of their geocaches, a nice big travel bug building, and it was fantastic up in is it Bracebridge? It's Bracebridge, right? Yeah. Gravenhurst or Bracebridge. Oh, I get those two mixed up.
Gravenhurst.
Yeah.
Amy Mary, I don't know where she's from. She says Monday they're going into the red.
Oh.
Niagara region, maybe? The same as you?
Niagara region is going into red. Yeah.
Yeah. Janet, thank you very much for joining us. Remember, when you're doing, I'm going to post the video again, and that's the last time you'll see us. We will go into the video, and then as soon as the video is ended, that will be the
not the
end.
last time you'll see us, just with this.
No, tonight. That's the last time you'll see us on this video tonight. The code is right there on the bottom, NRN 7WZ. You can discover the coin as whatever you like, but if you'd like to be entered into the contest to win the coin, whatever I did with it, so patrons can actually win the hard coin. The big one is really, really nice. One of the nicest coins I've seen. And then anybody else can win the tag that goes along with it. And we'll also include 2 Cache Canada tags to anybody who didn't get into that. And we will announce that on our next show, which is in live Cache Canada chats in 2 weeks with Cache Shadow, the other guy. The other one, not Cache, whatever his name is.
And I will say, before we go, please remember that we always want to help you get your geocaches published. we'll do everything we can to do so. Work with us, we work with you, and just keep communication lines open and as much detail as possible. We'll get it all done as quick as we can.
And look at that, we have a new patron, I think. I already logged it and finally was able to get a patron. Woohoo! Awesome! Thank you very much. We'll see you on Patreon.
Well,
Awesome.
thank you, Colin.
So,
thank you,
thank you,
CacheDrone.
Colin.
The Blue Quasar.
CacheDrone and the Blue
For you,
Quasar.
for you guys, anytime for you guys.
Awesome. Can we
We
have
got
you
lots
on
of road
again?
trips ahead too.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I've got 2 road trips planned already for Ontario, because we can't leave the country. I've got 2 road trips planned. So you're
I'm gonna
welcome
have to
join
share
us.
you. I'm gonna have to share my geocaching adventure plans that I have. Like I've got a Google Doc of all of them. I have to share that with
Okay.
you so we can coordinate.
Yes. Okay, we'll do that.
Sounds good.
Okay, thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. We'll see you on 1 Minute Wednesday. Lyric Lass answered the challenge for can she find a cache in 1 minute, no edits. And we'll see what we do on Wednesday, and then on Saturday, next Saturday, we have a video, and it's some caching thing around London. I think it's 4 in the Bush. It's called 4 in the Bush, I think, something like that. So we will see you all. Thank you very much. And you guys hang around for a sec. Don't leave, and we'll see you in a bit, right after this video.
Good night.
Perseverance has landed, and Perseverance has landed, and you could win. Go to mars.nasa.gov/Mars 2020. Go to Participate, then Mars Photo Booth. Upload a photo, save, and download. Discover this coin and include your photo for a chance to win. 1 patron will win a coin, 1 entrant will win a Rover tag, 2 others will win a Cache Canada tag. Winners will be announced March 13th on Cache Canada Chats. Go to Participate, then Mars Photo Booth. Upload a photo, save, and download. 1 patron will win a coin, 1 entrant will win a Rover tag, 2 others will win a Cache Canada tag. Winners will be announced March 13th on Cache Canada Chats.